What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
It's James Hsu.
.com.
How you doing, sir?
Tom Hardy.
Venom. Arguably like one of the biggest characters out of the Marvel Universe. Like ever since I can remember, people are always like, yeah, but what about Venom, man? Like everyone loves Venom for a particular reason. Never did much for me.
Because he's awesome.
Yeah,
he looks awesome.
So you're a Venom fan too?
Yes.
Yeah. But everyone knows Venom is a very famous character out of the Spider-Man universe, and everyone's been waiting for Venom. And then they got Spider-Man 3. And
Topher Grace.
Yeah, and not many people were too happy with that movie. And
emo Spider-Man.
Which follows one of, like, arguably one of the best comic book movies ever made with Spider-Man 2. I mean, a really intense movie. And then we have Spider-Man 3, which is everything kind of falls apart. Oh boy. So anyway, finally now we have one of
We got critics behind us.
Yeah, we have Tom Hardy, who I think you and I would agree, one of the better working actors today. Like really top notch. Gave us one of our favorite movies in the last 10 years.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fury Road.
And
Let's go.
now gets the title role in Venom. What did you think?
Wasn't good. Wasn't good. But I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
Watched that one time. Probably will never watch it ever again.
Dang, ever again?
Probably not. I mean, if it's on like TNT,
come on.
If TNT's playing it, I'll watch it. Probably.
TNT.
Yeah, because it's
not good if it's on TNT. Well, FX it'll be on. It won't be on TNT.
Okay, well if it's on FX and I have nothing to do and I'm editing a video and my iPad's playing something and then I need something in the background on top of the background, then I'll play it.
Well, give it to us. So what are the deeds? Like what parts?
I don't know. There was just this movie just for I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know why I didn't really care for it. But I'm just sitting there. But the people behind me, I'll say, they were like laughing.
Yeah. Honestly, well, I mean, I guess
they're like dying, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are we watching the same movie right now?
Yeah. Did you not think it was funny? Because
there was moments that were funny.
I would say adjective-wise, this movie I would say is funny more than anything else.
there were moments that were funny, and Tom Hardy. Honestly, and I'm a big fan of Tom Hardy. I didn't even know if the certain parts of his like the way they like this character like Eddie Brock.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I think before the movie came out, I read that he was inspired by Woody Allen's usual character.
Oh.
And when Woody Allen, Conor McGregor was post Venom, but before
I think they just said that.
This neurotic.
I think they made that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they made that up to get more seats.
There are a few moments where I could kind of see where he was inspired by like the Woody Allen neurotic type character, but it's hard to kind of mesh because right in the beginning, you know, he's got the leather jacket, he's got the helmet, he's this badass guy who doesn't mind asking these tough questions, but then he's kind of really reserved and really shy, and then there's these moments where he's supposed to be kind of afraid. So the character's already kind of like a little bit unmeasurable. But I think what you mean, like when you're saying you really wasn't sure, is just because the movie doesn't really have a rhythm, right? Like the movie's kind of constantly bouncing back and forth with all these different type of beats. I mean, in the beginning we have this very kind of dark and very serious-esque tone. And then as the movie progresses, it actually gets more funny, and then at some point in the movie it becomes just a flat-out comedy of these two. In a way, it becomes like a buddy cop movie where it's like the veteran and the rookie are teaming up, and now they just they don't like each other first, and they kind of become friends. And in that sense, I think this is where the movie really lacks is its sense of script and story and editing style. It was like the director of this movie, Ruben Fleischer, was like, all right, I'm gonna really prep for this. I'm gonna watch all the Marvel movies, and he started with the Hulk, not the Hulk, just Hulk. And he's like, all right, I got it, I'm ready. Because this movie feels so dated. It's brand new, but yet the editing style, certain editing choices, I mean, it feels very choppy. There's a lot of transitional choices that feel very dated, and it feels like this movie, if you were to show people and not give them years and show them movies, I think Hulk and this movie really kind of match up as far as style from directing. And it feels very dated before, you know, Marvel and everyone really knew what they were doing and what kind of direction they wanted to take superhero movies.
You know what they should have did? The Ryan Reynolds' life. Yeah. They should have just opened the film with that ending scene of that. They should have just did that. I would have already enjoyed it more.
So, I mean, overall...
But Venom looked cool. I liked Venom.
Yeah, I think he was kind of...
And they should have kept it R and just showed us eating the heads and blood and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, and here's what I'll say, though. So, pros for this movie, Tom Hardy. And the thing is that what Tom Hardy was trying to do didn't belong in this movie. It belonged in a much better movie. But he plays this role, like the movie, you expect Venom to be this very dark and sinister, like very, ripping people's heads off and very graphic. But there was also this really interesting play with it that Tom Hardy kind of makes it this buddy cop comedy, or this very just kind of laughable joke movie. And of course, that's probably not what diehard fans want. They want their Venom, they want their very serious, like, brutal, intense graphic R. But I like the idea that we were going out of the box and we were doing something different. Like, I didn't mind that this was a comedy and that we played with that a lot. But the problem is just there's nothing to kind of hold the story together. For instance, like, and there's just a lot of, like, plot holes you could just drive a truck through, right? Like, we have this major, huge tech company, right? You know, on brilliance, you know, all this amazing things are happening. Yet, no one thinks to look at security cameras of like who this doctor brings in.
Who let him in?
You know, like this whole investigation. No one's got cameras here, like that. You know, I mean, it was just like little things like that just make this movie so questionable. Relationships between the, you know, people
Michelle
just don't.
Williams?
Yeah, Michelle Williams. Like that doesn't really work for. I mean, there's nothing really. Anything to really dig your nails into besides just hanging out with Tom Hardy. And I think the problem with that is that the movie is one way for the first half, and it's not until Venom actually speaks to Tom Hardy maybe 30 minutes into the movie, and Tom Hardy has like, who's that? And he kind of has that freak out, is where like that movie changes pace, and it kind of is at least somewhat enjoyable, and I think something that you could take out of it. But just overall, I was just kind of really dumbfounded that this movie worked out. I mean, you know, your whole main ending sequence, we're gonna do a whole, we'll do a little bit of a spoiler section after this, but your whole final fight sequence doesn't feel like there's any risk at all. There's nothing really going on, and then
I think they ran out of money too, because the ending scene, or maybe it's just hard to show the animation, but when they start melding together the animation, I think, or at least I got confused on certain aspects.
Well, I mean, not even that, but like, there's no, as a viewer, and if you know, granted for the non-comic book fans or just, you know, general audience, no one knows what's really happening there. Like, it's never really discussed, it's never really talked about. We don't know like the possibilities of what could happen if they meld together, or what the outcome could be. So it's just kind of like, oh, what's really going on? You know, we don't ever really learn about these other characters, and everything else is just kind of told us. Oh, like he doesn't like sound, you know, like oh, fire, you know, everything's just so such on a basic level. But I will say too, like you were saying, they might have ran out of money. Like I don't think a lot of the CGI in this movie is very good. I don't think it looks very good. Granted, I mean, I know you want it to kind of look otherworldly, but there's nothing in it that I felt was super cool either. Like there was no part where I was like, wow, that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Like that was really badass. Like obviously the part where they're kind of melding together is supposed to be this really great poster sequence, right? Like this really great moment, and the car chase sequence.
Did you say cheesesteak?
Of course, I'm hungry. It's 2 a.m.
I wouldn't mind one.
No, the car chase sequence in the middle, which is like where we're really supposed to kind of really dive into Venom and like really see what he's capable of. That just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't feel special. It doesn't feel awesome, and it just kind of loses that hype. So for me, going into it, kind of enjoying the fact that we make this a comedy and Tom Hardy does this, I'm all right with. But the rest of the movie just falls apart. Like, and then we have Venom, who is this really unpredictable, unexplained character. Like, we go through this major thing, like, well, we're gonna go and we're gonna take over this planet and destroy it. And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, he's like, nah, never mind. I like you, Eddie. I'm changing for you, Eddie. And you're like, why is he changing?
I was a loser on my planet.
And then he's like, you want to know the truth, Eddie? I like you. I'm changing for you. And you're like, wait, why? Like, you guys don't even really, like, just try to kill you a few minutes ago in the other room. You know, he was ready to walk out on you. All these questions are very unanswered. So I think direction is rough here. I think script is rough here. I'm sure the movie will do money because people love Venom and people want to see this character finally. I don't know where you go with this. It ends like I said, a buddy cop movie that they agreed to be partners, and they're like, let's see where the adventure takes us next. But yeah, I mean, a very jumbled, very confused, not so good movie. You want to talk about, I guess, I mean, I don't even know if there's really anything to talk about.
Yeah, the ending.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's talk about Woody Harrelson in a Ronald McDonald costume, with his hair saying like, oh, there's gonna be carnage.
Well, it's like, why do they,
I want to know how many people wrote that line. Yeah.
They already talked to it. It took 146 Hollywood writers. So they put all their masterminding together.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? Let's make his finger, he's gonna write Eddie in blood, number one.
And then what bothers me about that is then they make a jab at movie stereotypes of like let's cut the psycho killer thing. Like, okay, like the blood writing wasn't like that enough. Like, you've already done that, and then you try to take a jab at movies that have done that, you're already making yourself look foolish. I don't know who was in the makeup costuming department, but that wig on Woody Harrelson's head looks god-awful. Like, that looks like YouTube parody type-esque work. And then I get it, maybe people don't know who Carnage is, or maybe they need that help to kind of figure that out, but I'm sure there's a much clever way to say that, or to announce that to the audience. One of the coolest things you do get out of this movie is you get maybe 3 minutes out of Into the Spider-Verse, the new animated Spider-Man movie that's going to be coming out in December, and that was kind of rewarding for those who sat through the entirety of this movie.
Amazing animation style.
Yeah,
amazing.
Like the first time we're going to see a comic movie kind of look like a comic book. You know, that's something we've not really got. We've got
that 3-panel scene was cool.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to kind of delve into an interesting editing transition style. We're going to look into the fact that there's multiple universes. You know, if you ever talked comics with someone who doesn't read comics, you're like, well, in this universe this happens. They're always confused with it.
They never understand what
the fact that there's multiple universes
and
out
then they
there.
opened it with
so
saying
it's kind of cool to make that you know, more of a general audience thing, and I'm excited to see just something different.
You think Carnage will happen?
Like I said, I don't not see this movie making a lot of money.
You're talking about opening weekend. I'm talking about
just in general.
week 2, week 3, week 4.
I don't know where you go with this. No, I mean, I would be shocked. I would be shocked if we see this reiteration. I'm sure, what year is it? 2018? 2020 we'll probably get a reboot of some sort, and we'll get something new and something kind of redone. I don't think this movie will have legs. I don't think people will remember this movie at the end of the year. I don't think they'll remember it for sure later down the line. Like, I don't think it'll do anything groundbreaking. I mean, it's very forgettable. Thinking now, in my review, I forgot 90% of it, you know?
No, I don't have anything to say. I just know I wasn't pumped. I'm not pumped.
Which, and you know, they do say, like, as long as you have a strong reaction to something, you know, it's usually good. But you don't even have a reaction, really.
I just know
which means it's very, very forgettable.
Your beautiful girlfriend said it best. There was moments. There was entertaining moments.
Yeah, and it was all Tom Hardy being a jokester. And that's, no one would have guessed that that was what makes Venom watchable. Because if that wasn't the case, you have someone else in that movie, or you don't have those kind of, like, just cheesy comedic moments, this movie is a train wreck. So.
But not with LeBron this time. Oh.
I did, because of the Amy Schumer movie. Very good reference.
Alright, so we also did a review for Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper,
A Star is Born.
Star is Born. You can click on that.
Yeah, and then next week we have Ryan Gosling going to the moon.
Yes.
Neil Armstrong in First Man. We have...
I'm supposed to like this movie because, like, Apollo 13 is, like, one of my top 50 films of all time, probably.
So you're jumping just because, like, it's a space movie?
No, I'm supposed to like it, but this movie hasn't got me pumped, and I love Damien Chazelle's past 2 films.
And Claire Boy.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
But why are you not a fan? Tell the people why you're not a fan.
Because she's not ruining Mara.
She doesn't need to be ruining Mara in this. Anyway, First Man, Ryan Gosling going to be Neil Armstrong, and then we have Goosebumps 2, the sequel for the...
Didn't even see part 1.
Really? You never saw Goosebumps?
Should have I?
No. Okay. I don't think you would have liked it. I mean, I thought it was fine for what it was. Like, I mean, I think it's a very fun family movie, but you definitely know it.
Okay.
And then we have Bad Times at the El Royale.
Thor, shirtless.
Yes, like Hateful Eight in a motel.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
We're here every week at AMC Town Square. We want you to join us for any 3 of those movies next week on Thursday at 10 p.m. You can text this guy at
702-348-5618.
Or comment down below if you want to join us. Also, last night was one of the coolest events we've ever done. Yeah, this guy right here published his 2nd book. It is out. It is out now. You got to check our event. It was a great event up here at 215 or 215. I'm not sure which way they
I think 215.
Yeah, 215.
Nice.
It was a great launch. You could check out that video. All of this guy.
It was a good video.
Wide eye. Yeah, it was a great video.
It was a good video.
It was fun. It was a great recap.
And a good event. The event was good, and the book is good.
And if you were there, you're probably on video. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So hit us up.
As always.
Chasing7.com.
Film Lovers website.